Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Stardust Dragon Synchron deck profile. So I'm really excited to do something for you guys because this deck is one of the most powerful synchro decks ever created because of the insane boards you can make with this build. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description for every single video, getting a signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month you're a patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of Stardust Synchron. Stardust Synchron is definitely a 2-of in the build with a crazy powerful effect that if it's in your hand or your graveyard, you can tribute a monster to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field, which is a really powerful effect to instantly get this card out on your side of the field, because if it's normal or special summon, you get to add a spell or trap card from your deck to your hand that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text, which is helping you going to search out your copy of Stardust Illumination. We then play 2 copies of Revolution Synchron. Revolution Synchron is really cool as a 2-of in the build because it helps you going for so many cool synchro plays. Because if you have a synchro monster, if you synchro summon a copy of a level 7 or 8 dragon monster, and this card's in the hand, you can also use this card as a material in the hand, which is a crazy powerful effect to instantly use this card as a tuner in the hand to go in for more synchro plays. This card also has the ability, if you control a level 7 or higher synchro monster while this card's in the grave, you can send the top card of your deck to the grave, and if you do special summon this card, also its level becomes 1, which is going to help you going for a crazy amount of synchro plays using this card. We then play a single copy of Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is definitely a 1 of the decks. It's so easy to summon out to your side of the field that during the main phase, you can actually special summon this card in the hand, then take 700 points of damage, which is a really easy requirement to instantly get this card out on your side of the field, but usually you're summoning this card off of Junk Speeder. We then play 2 copies of Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron is one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck, and is such an awesome card to be able to summon out to your side of the field, because if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can add a junk monster from your deck to your hand, which is a really powerful effect to help us search out a copy of Junk Servant. This card also has a crazy powerful effect that if this card's in the graveyard, you can send a card from your hand to the grave to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field, which is such a powerful effect. We then play a single copy of Stardust Trail. Stardust Trail is definitely a 1-of to be able to work with our copy of Stardust Synchron, as this card has a crazy powerful effect that if a monster you control is tributed, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from the hand to the graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. And if a Warrior, Synchron, or Stardust Synchro monster is synchro summoned and this card is a material is used, you can actually special summon a Stardust token that's a Dragon Light level 1, 0 attack and 0 defense to your side of the field, which just helps you go for more synchro plays. We then play a single copy of Junk Servant. Junk Servant is just a great extender in the deck, because if you control a face-up junk monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is just an amazing ability to instantly get this card out on your side of the field, which is just amazing. We then play 3 copies of Water Enchantress. Water Enchantress is really good in the deck to help us get into our adventure package in the build, because going in for the adventure package actually establishes a gate with our copy of Wandering Griffin Rider, and this card is amazing because if you control a copy of adventure token, you can special summon this card from the hand, but the main effect you're going to use on this card is to help you get to your copy of Rite of Arameser, which is very important to instantly get your copy of Rite of Arameser so you can get into your adventure package, which is very important in this build. We then play a single copy of Wandering Griffin Rider. Wandering Griffin Rider is a negate in the deck. It can special summon itself to your side of the field from your hand, which is really important to instantly get this card out on your side of the field so that you can basically go in for your plays safe, because this card is a walking negate. Because during the main phase, if you control no monsters or you control an adventure token, quick effect, you can special summon this card from the hand, and when a card effect is activated while you control an adventure token, quick effect, you can shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card, which is a great ability. We then play 3 copies of Diabellstar. Diabellstar is such an important card in this build to be able to use because it's a level 7 extender that can help you get into your copy of Original Sinful Spools, which is such an important effect to be able to use on this card to help you get out your copy of your Jet Synchron to your side of the field. This card has the ability that you can actually special summon this card in your hand by sending a card from your hand or field to the graveyard, which is an amazing ability. And also, if this card is normal or special summon, you get to set a Sinful Spool spell or trap from your deck to your side of the field, which is a great effect to help us get our copy of original Sinful Spool Snake Eye, so we can summon out our copy of Jet Synchron. We then play 3 copies of Kashtira Fenrir. Fenrir is very important in this build because it's a free extender that if you don't control a monster, you can instantly special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field. It searches another copy of itself, and also it can spot remove cards off the field. But overall, it's a great card to help us going for all of our awesome synchro plays because it is a free level 7 we can summon to our side of the field, which is amazing. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is definitely a 3F in the deck to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. We then play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is definitely a 3F as well, just to stop your opponent's monster effects. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is definitely a 1-of in the build to help us send our copy of our Water Enchantress from our deck to the graveyard to be able to get into Rite of Arameser and then to our Venture package. But this card overall is amazing in the deck. We then play a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is definitely a 1-of in the deck just to stop your opponent's hand traps while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of Stardust Illumination. Stardust Illumination is searchable off your copy of your Stardust Synchron, and it's really important in the deck to let you send a Stardust monster from your deck to the graveyard, or if you control a Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that lists Stardust Dragon in its text, you can special summon it instead, which is an amazing effect to instantly get your copy of Trail on your side of the field. This card also has a great ability to you can banish this card from the graveyard and then target a Stardust monster that you control and increase or decrease its level by 1, helping you go for more synchro plays by getting the exact level that you need for your synchro summon. We play a single copy of Synchro Rumble. Synchro Rumble is searchable off your copy of Crimson Dragon, which is why I play this card as a 1-of in the build. This card lets you target a tuner monster or a level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monster in the graveyard and special summon in defense position, which is a great ability to instantly get one of our monsters back on our side of the field so we can go in for more synchro plays. We then play a single copy of Original Sinful Spools Snake Eye. This card is very important because it's searchable off your copy of your Diabellstar, but this card essentially summons out a level 1 fire monster from your hand or deck, which is your copy of Jet Synchron, which is amazing. By just sending one other face-up card you control to the graveyard, you can instantly get a copy of Jet Synchron out on your side of the field, which is such a cool effect. We then play a single copy of Fateful Adventure. Fateful Adventure is really important for our Venture package, helping us get into all sorts of cool plays, and it's just an amazing 1-of in the build. We then play a single copy of Dracoback. Dracoback is definitely a 1-of as well to be able to equip to your copy of your Adventure token so you can use it as a bounce. We then played 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. Triple Tactics Talent is just a really cool 2-of in the build to be able to use to basically let you draw 2 cards, take control of an opponent's monster, or look at your opponent's hand and choose a card from it and shuffle it into the deck, which is just amazing to be able to do because you really want to avoid cards like Nibiru, but we can play around it with Wandering Griffin Rider, but this card is still really good in the deck to basically just know what your opponent's playing so we can know where they might use a hand trap or get a hand trap out of their hand, which is really important. We then play 3 copies of Synchro Overtake. Synchro Overtake is great to help us summon out our copy of our Jet Synchron, which is just amazing because you can reveal a Synchro monster in your X deck and choose one Synchro material whose name is listed on that card, and then add it to your hand or special summon that monster, which is a great ability to instantly special summon out a copy of Jet Synchron directly from our deck. We then play 3 copies of Rite of Arameser. Rite of Arameser is definitely a 3-of in the build to help us get into our Venture package. If you control no Venture token, you can special summon a Venture token to your side of the field. That's a Fairy Earth, level 4, 2000 attack, 2000 defense. And if you do not control Fateful Adventure, you can place Fateful Adventure from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone, which is a great effect to instantly get your copy of Fateful Adventure on your side of the field, so you can get Draco back and then in turn get Wandering Griffin Rider, which is amazing. We then play 3 copies of Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spools. This card essentially searches out our copy of our Diabellstar, which is amazing to instantly grab our copy of Diabellstar directly from our deck or our graveyard to your hand, and also during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your Sinful Spools, spells, or traps that's banished or in the graveyard, and then place it on the bottom of the deck, and then you get to draw a card, which is a great effect to be able to use with our copy of our original Sinful Spools, so we can basically get a free draw. So, that's it for these spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing 3, and that's going to be 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is definitely a 3-of in the build to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps if this card is set to your side of the field. It's a great hand trap to be able to play in the deck, and overall a fantastic card in this build. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with a single copy of the Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon is insane because on summon you can actually search out your copy of Synchro Rumble, and it helps you summon out other Synchro monsters from the extra deck, which is absolutely insane. This card is really good as a 1 in the deck and one of the most broken Synchro monsters ever created. We then play a single copy of Dispatter. Dispatter is such a powerful card in the deck because this card lets you target a banished light or dark monster and special summon it to your side of the field. And also this card is a walking negate, which is amazing. We'll play a single copy of the Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign. This card is so cool to be able to summon out to your side of the field because it's a level 10 to be able to work with your copy of Crimson Dragon. So you can summon out your copy of Dispatter, which is amazing. This card also has a crazy powerful effect. For each banished card, this card gains 100 attack and defense, and monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack and defense. And if this card would be destroyed by card effect, you can actually banish a card from your grave instead. And if a card is banished, you can actually banish a card each from both your opponent's field and graveyard, which is such a powerful ability. We'll play a single copy of Trishula. Trishula is just amazing to be able to play in the deck, because overall this card is fantastic, helping you banish cards from your opponent's field, hand, and graveyard, which is just so cool to be able to do. We can play a single copy of Ravenous Croco Dragon. Ravenous Croco Dragon is really cool because it helps you draw cards and pop cards on the field, which is amazing for this card. We then play a single copy of Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is just a walking negate in the deck, which is why we play this card in the build. One copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Excel Synchro is definitely a 1-of in the build. Basically just summon out this card to be able to bring back one of your level 2 or lower tuners back to your side of the field and then step into another Synchro monster. But the important thing about this card is you can actually tag it out for a copy of the original Stardust Dragon. This card is amazing. It's super nostalgic. It protects your monsters, and it's just an amazing card to be able to play in the deck as a 1-of. My single copy of Cyframe Lord Omega. This card plus your copy of Dispatter is absolutely broken, helping you get multiple cards out of your opponent's hand, which is just so cool to be able to do. With my single copy of FA Dawn Dragster. Dawn Dragster is a spell trap negate, which is why I play this card in the build as a 1-of. One copy of Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior lets us draw a card when it's synchro summoned, which is really cool. One copy of TG Hyper Librarian. Hyper Librarian lets us draw a card every time we synchro summon, which is absolutely broken. With my single copy of Jet Warrior, you're usually not summoning this card out to your side of the field. You're just using this card for synchro overtake to be able to reveal this card to summon out your copy of your Jet Synchron. This card specifically lists Jet Synchron as a material. With my single copy of Junk Speeder. Junk Speeder is one of the most important cards in the entire extract. This card, if it's synchro summoned, lets you special summon as many Synchron tuner monsters as possible with different levels from your deck and defense position, which is an insane effect to be able to summon out all your different Synchron monsters between Jet, Assault, Revolution, and your Stardust Synchron to your side of the field when this card is summoned out, which is absolutely broken. We then play a single copy of Excel Synchron. Excel Synchron is just a great combo piece in the deck to be able to summon out to your side of the field to help you going for more Synchro plays, because this card is actually a tuner Synchro monster. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is absolutely insane. It's super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a Stardust Dragon Synchron deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's such a powerful deck and it's so cool to be able to play, especially with how easy it is to be able to work with the Adventure package and even playing Dibel Star, which is just so cool about this deck. So that's gonna be for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad. We'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.